Good evening, everybody, and welcome in to our Nevada Preps Facebook Live. I'm Ben Gotz, joined by Elaine Wilson, as always. It is week 2 of the high school football season, but it kind of feels like week 1 because a lot of our top teams were off last weekend. They are playing this weekend, Elaine, so it was fun to see everybody back in action.
It was fun to see everybody in action. Football going on all around the valley. In fact, when I was driving home from my game last night, I still saw those stadium lights on as I was driving back. It feels good when football is officially back. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. It feels wonderful. And like we said, a lot of those top teams back in action tonight, including the team we had ranked number 1 coming into the year in Bishop Gorman. Elaine, you were at that game tonight.
I was at that game, and that number 1 ranking could be at risk after what happened tonight against Mater Dei. Gorman getting started with their normal in-game intro, the smoke, the fanfare. This was about as happy as Mater Dei, or as Gorman got tonight, and of course, got to shade Mater Dei a little bit with that Post Malone reference. We're going to start on the highlights. It was back and forth in that first quarter until this happened. QB Bryce Young keeping it himself for Mater Dei, getting into the end zone with some type of Houdini act going on there. 7-0 lead, 1:14 left in the quarter, and that was all the momentum Young really needed. Airing this one out to Sean Dollars. Yes, his name is Dollars. You gotta love that. He gets the touchdown. Gorman up 14-0 at this point. They're doing what they can to regroup before the half. They go for it on 4th down on a trick play. You see Micah Bowens goes back, hands it off, and then he becomes the receiver, but it's overthrown. So that's the end of the half. They go down 14-0, and from there it just kept going. Some regrouping during halftime, but things weren't much better for the Gales. You see, Kenny loves that, don't you think? Yeah, not super thrilled, and Young signals the touchdown. It just didn't go great. It was a torrent of a third quarter, and Bishop Gorman dropped their season opener 42-0 to the third-ranked Monarchs. Here's what Kenny Sanchez had to say about the game.
We have about 24 hours to get over it, and got to move on tomorrow morning. I mean, it's adversity. That happened. It is what it is. That's not going to get erased. The back's against the wall. We got to show tomorrow morning. Got to get back to work, just like everybody else has a hard day. It is what it is, but we got no time to waste. We got to travel to Arizona and play a really good team. So they pretty much did whatever they wanted tonight. I mean, we just got our butts handed to us. So. All
right, so that shutout, that was the first time that's happened to Bishop Gorman since 2006.
That's just crazy.
Can you imagine? A lot of shutouts happen at Fertitta Field, but not quite like this one. So it was quite the sight to see. I wonder how they're going to bounce back in the coming weeks. They have a couple tough opponents coming up. They're traveling to Arizona, and they're going to face the state champion Centennial team in Arizona next week. So they're going to have to get back on their feet real quick.
Absolutely, but they could get past this one quickly. All I can say is when a guy like Dollars is money, it's hard to come up with that win. Well, I was at a little bit of a closer game than yours. I was at Green Valley Centennial, 1-score game this time, and it was a lot of fun to be at. So let's go to the highlights here. We got Green Valley running through the helmets with the flags, the state flag, the American flag, and of course that Green Valley Gator flag. Centennial also running out. Peep the turnover bone. I respect that. I like that.
I like the reference.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting started off with a quick QB connection there from Centennial, but then their offense sputtered a little bit. We have a fumble that is recovered by Green Valley, and they end up turning that into a score. Junior running back Noah Hawthorne up the left side for the touchdown. Green Valley up 6-0 early in this one in the first quarter. QB sneak, though, to respond for Centennial. That is QB Colton Tenney, makes it 7-6. Centennial up briefly, but then they muff a punt. Green Valley jumps on it. So we saw a defense into offense for the Gators. Now we're going to see special teams into offense as Hawthorne goes up the left side again. 13-7, Green Valley is up at the half. They end up winning this one 20-14. Their fans are loving it because their team is 2-0.
I dig it. Now, we had another game tonight. Faith Lutheran, Valor Christian, and Valor Christian from Colorado really showed up tonight. Luke McCaffrey, if you recognize that name, that's because he's the little brother of Christian McCaffrey. He got the job done tonight for Valor Christian. We turn it over to our own Justin Emerson for more.
Justin Emerson here with the Las Vegas Review-Journal and Nevada Preps, and what started promising for Faith Lutheran quickly turned south. A misfired snap on the field goal, and that was it for Faith Lutheran. They were unable to get anything going for the rest of the first half, but unfortunately for them, Valor Christian could. They scored 3 times. Joshua Davis was nearly unstoppable. He ran in a touchdown, he returned a punt for a touchdown, and at the buzzer at the half, Valor Christian scored on a 10-yard touchdown pass to give them a 21-0 lead going into halftime. From Faith Lutheran and for the Las Vegas Review-Journal and Nevada Preps, I'm Justin Emerson.
I dig the windmill action.
Yeah, that was nice.
Touchdown. That
Good
was
celebration.
fun. The momentum going there. But yeah, we saw a lot of promise and faith and what they're bringing into this season. Unfortunately, dropping this one 35-0. But like you've said before, it is the first official game of the season for a lot of these teams, so there's a lot of time left for them to come back.
Yeah, a lot of kinks to work out, but that's what these early non-conference games are for too, is you get yourself right before the conference season starts.
Absolutely. Now, Ben, another game tonight, Durango at Desert Pines. 2 good teams as well. Tell me more about it.
Absolutely. Desert Pines going up to 4A this year, and they're taking on the Trailblazers. This is the Trailblazers' second home game. Getting started a little slow on offense for Durango. So Desert Pines is going to bring the energy here. Jamel Brown.
Wow!
WWE audition right there with that body slam. That was fantastic. Speaking of fantastic, QB Tyler Williamson. Look at this. He goes all the way to his right, finds a receiver. That is great quarterbacking right there. That's awesome. Then we have running back Cam Wiley up the middle. He is committed to Minnesota. He's rowing the boat. I'm a Minnesota guy, so I love that. Desert Pines wins this one 12-6.
Can you please reenact what your reaction was when you saw that was your Minnesota guy getting that highlight?
That was beautiful. TJ Fleck, you got a good one, I think.
Well, we'll see if he makes the top plays tonight. So let's start them off. Let's start off with top play number 3. It's actually from that Desert Pines Durango game, not your Minnesota guy, though. We have to point out this body slam again. Boom! There we go. WWE. I was a little early to it, but you got to appreciate when a defense does something like that. Body slam. Durango took that one.
Yeah, let's go to number 2. We're back to that Valor Christian punt return. That is Davis again, 42 yards. Oh, and the celly. You get extra points for the celly there. I don't care what anybody says. The teammates run to join him. That's awesome.
All right, well, we'll go to the modern-day Bishop Gorman game. We pointed him out earlier. Bryce Young, he's a USC commit. He keeps it for himself. He Houdinis his way in, past defenders. That was the spark that Modern Day needed to beat Gorman 42-0, giving them their first shutout since 2006.
Still
Gorman's
crazy.
first shutout loss since 2006.
Still crazy to me.
It's absolutely insane, but there's still more insanity to come. We're still so early in the season, and we're going to be with you all the way, bringing you the highlights from all of our top games. So make sure you're always tuning into NevadaPreps.com, of course, to catch our recaps and more highlights, and tuning into this Facebook Live show every night at about midnight. We got a little bit of an early start tonight, so
that's good.
I dig it. Off to a good start. Well, for Ben Gotz, I'm Elaine Wilson. Thanks for joining us. Here's your scoreboard.